Hello, my name is Dr. Lamb and I'm your therapist today. How are you? How are things today?
Well, it's good to meet you, Doctor. I'm Matt Thompson, and I'm not doing so well today. I came in today because I've been feeling overwhelmed and stressed here lately, and I've not been able to focus on anything and just freaking out around everybody.
Stress causes you to be short with people, causing a lot of disruptions in your life.
Yes, my friends are getting mad at me because they think I'm not being myself and being social anymore, but I don't have time to fix problems right now.
So, is this problem of stress affecting other things in your life, such as your work, and family, school, etc.? So, what's causing the stress?
Well, in a few weeks I'm scheduled to take a big exam and get accepted into my master's program and further my career. And I seem to spend more time thinking about what I got to get done on my test instead of actually what I need to get done.
Can you elaborate on this?
Well, I usually spend a couple hours studying, but I usually waste about an hour looking at what I want to study.
Sounds like you are having trouble focusing on the specific task at hand.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? That you're having, such trouble focusing on the task?
I'm not sure, but I think it's because of all the stress.
So are you so stressed about the test that you're not focusing on the present you and are more concerned about the future? Where do you think all this stress is coming from?
Well, I have a big test in a few weeks, and it's a very important test because it determines if I get my master's degree and I can further my education.
Where are you at school now?
I'm in my third semester in grad school.
What do you think about when you're thinking about this stress? What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't have enough time to get the studying done, and I'm going to fail, and I can't do this. If I fail, people get upset with me and think I just wasted all my money on this program.
Those are all common concerns of someone taking a test like this. But to you, what is the worst thing that can happen?
I can fail.
What are the consequences of that?
Well, I couldn't progress forward, and I had to wait until I pass, and therefore I have to spend more time stressing about it and be pissing people off.
What do you mean by pissing people off?
Well, because I'm always short with them. I feel like I've not been socializing with my friends, and I haven't been going out like I used to.
It is very stressful to take this test, and it can drive people crazy, especially the ones that are around you, that care about you and are not being yourself, concerns them. It is real life, but if we fail, it is not the end of the world, like you can sometimes feel that it is. And people do fail, and sometimes this is a learning experience because you can learn from your mistakes, and failing can be a big part of the learning process. Sometimes people fail at some things and move on to do better things. Something that I would like to suggest is to help reduce some of this stress you are experiencing is for you to set times and focus primarily on what the test is. Let that relieve some of your stress because you're thinking too far down the road. Starts only thinking about what is going on now, such as what do I need to accomplish now, and then go from there. Then the next day do the same, and not think about next week when you have to take that test. Oftentimes what happens in people's lives is that they don't stay with the present time, and they tend to always look back to the past, and that is where depression usually starts from. Anxious people tend to look into the future, and that is what causes their anxiety. They tend to have thoughts of what is going to happen if I do this, and then they start to think what is going to happen after that. You think about the consequences, and you become more anxious about it, then it just becomes a repeated cycle, just over and over. A good homework assignment for you would be to write down what the things you need to do to prepare for this test. Sticking with present time is a very important factor here. Only thinking about what a problem you have today instead of thinking about what the problem I might have if this happens in the future. It is very obvious that you are upset about it, and that's fine with the type of situation. but what makes sense, you also think that you are going to fail this exam. Why do you feel this way, that you are so sure that you're going to fail?
Well, it's not that I think I'm going to fail. Well, I guess I do think I'm going to fail. It's just that everybody else takes about a month to cram for a test, and I'm trying to cram for like 3 tests in like a week, and I only gave myself a week to know 3 classes worth of material.
So you only gave yourself a week to study. Have you been doing this before in all your career testing?
What do you mean?
Have you always had to cram sessions in all your undergraduate classes?
I've never really had to take a test like this that has been so important. You know, most other tests I've taken before of the particular class, I can cram the material in maybe 2 nights of studying, but this one is different. I mean, this professor, he's tough, and there's no way I can put all this information in my head in so much small amount of time. I mean, everybody's failing this class.
Next time you need to work on time management skills, because you have got this far, so there is no reason you should, say that you can't do it. You have always made it completely through undergraduate. So think about all the tests that you have taken and things you have accomplished up until this point. Think about how you can continue to do well from all that you have done right so far. Obviously, you have made many strides by getting through the level of college that you have already accomplished, and you have obviously done what it takes to get to this point. It's important to look at what has worked and done well for you, and how it has adapted into your own study habits, and how you can continue on with that. What do you think you have done well? What do you think some of your good traits are and that got you to this point?
Well, I graduated undergrad with a 3.8, so I've always had the ability to just, psych myself out. But with this test being so much more important, I guess my past has shown that I'm good at taking tests, obviously. But I'm much better at essays and objective questions, and this test is multiple choice, and I have a hard time with that.
So what do you think you have to improve on to do better on a test like this?
I need to know more about the facts than the smaller things, because with an essay, you can just write as you do it, it just comes to you.
With multiple choices, you have choices, and from those you can eliminate the ones that you know for sure that is not the answer. You can use that as a skill of elimination, and by eliminating 1 or 2, can shorten up the possibilities that it can be. Only way we'll do well on this is obviously if you study. But take a little bit of material to study each night, and continue to do that until you have to take the test. But it's important to remember to stay in the present time, as in what you have to do now, instead of thinking about the future, because that is what is causing your roadblock and getting in the way of your study. Is there anything else that you want to talk about today?
All this does make sense about the future that can prevent stress. This aspect can be short with my family, but it helped me deal with stress better than not so much stress.
Thinking too far ahead can definitely cause stress, and you can't predict what is really going to happen anyway. We all want to see what might happen tomorrow, but we live in the present, and the past is a good thing to learn from. Always think about the good things you have done to make it this far. Not a lot of people accomplish some of the things you have, such as undergrad, and are able to move forward with their career. What are you doing? What you are doing is not easy, and you are doing it well. Continue to be positive, and think about all the good things you have accomplished, and right before your exam, take some time out for yourself. Go out, enjoy yourself. Take some of that stress off. Anything else you want to talk about or say?
No, I don't think so. It all makes sense.
Okay, any other goals you want to set for future sessions?
Most of my anxiety is related to school issues and finding a practical job, of which I hadn't really been looking. And everybody else already has one.
So you're comparing yourself to the other people?
Yes.
We can work on that and redo some of your stress-related problems for later situations that can come up in life. Time management skills and some service skills into the areas you need improvement. And you can begin to start getting in the habit of getting a head start on study and other tasks that you have slacked on. We will stop here, begin next time, with your homework, and we'll go on that with the next session.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.